What's up, everybody? This is the Bros Gone Wild podcast. If you guys can hear that, that's the bunnies we got surrounding us for this special Easter episode. Welcome to the Bros Gone Wild podcast. This podcast is a self-help, life tips, comedic angles, and overall current events in the world that can sit down every Sunday, whether it's a normal Sunday or an Easter Sunday. And yeah, we'll catch you up with everything that's happened the previous week. We'll give you our inside look. You can grab that coffee, get that smooth jam, and walk into another great episode. So boys, what is the poll looking like today?
Alrighty, this week, would you rather swim 300 meters through shit or 300 meters of dead bodies? And we had a down week. We actually should have probably retweeted the poll on one of our
There's not a lot of votes.
Not a lot of votes.
So I'm interested what we would have gotten for more votes, the results we would have seen.
Yeah. I mean, it's not, how accurate can it be with only 9 votes?
Yeah,
right? So,
exactly.
But we turned out with 67% human carcasses and 33% human feces.
Yeah. Nonetheless, it's a tough question.
Yeah.
No doubt. I voted for human carcasses, but I don't feel strongly about my answer.
No, I was
Because
sitting on it for a while.
The main reason I chose human carcasses is purely because I don't want to be swimming through shit. But having said that, if you have a bunch of dead bodies, they're going to be excreting shit. You know, after they died, like, there's no muscles or anything. There's going to be shit, there's going to be blood, there's going to be a bunch of just...
They always say when you die, your body relaxes and you let out all your toxins.
You piss yourself and you poop, and it's just...
Oh, that's a good point.
Gross. So, I don't know. I just figured instead of 100% shit, that maybe it's only a little bit of shit, not as much as, like, pure...
Yeah, and to kind of just to better arrange our argument towards each one of these, me and Dayton were talking about, we were saying that it's kind of a 300-meter pool, and inside of this pool...
That's a large pool.
That's what I'm saying, like a massive pool. Just
for the sake of...
Massive pool filled with... And also, what kind of poop is it?
Well, is it like diarrhea, or
like,
are we talking
diarrhea?
logs?
Because if it's like a log and stuff, that would be like quicksand. You imagine trying to swim through that? There's like a chance you would die. That would be some of the most difficult swimming.
Wow.
Or navigation.
Well, okay, well, you're not going to be able to swim through dead bodies either. I mean,
it's hard to swim through dead bodies.
I mean, if we're going sake of argument, you're going to have to be able to actually swim through either of them for the sake of argument.
No,
you know
but
what I mean?
I'm not even saying swimming. Imagine trying to get through these logs of poop. Just trying to...
No. But like getting through dead carcasses would be hard too. Like 180-pound bodies.
Yeah.
Like just sitting there. Like
so
that would be hard.
So that's what I want to ask.
It's a lot of resistance.
Are we just saying we're throwing a bunch of these bodies into this 300-meter pool?
Yeah. How else?
You have a starting line, and you just have to scavenge your way to this.
Yeah. How else would you do it?
No, I'm just making sure that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's interesting. I went with fecal matter only. I don't know. I feel like I would just be scarred swimming through a ton of dead people. I don't know. That just scares me.
It would be unbelievably scarring.
What'd you pick?
Yeah.
I picked human carcasses.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and a big reason my reasoning behind that is poop would take swimming through that poop would take a while. And you're in there for...
I would take longer.
Take a while regardless of what you do.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I could bust out the human carcasses because it's not necessarily swimming. I could bear crawl my way.
No, but that's not the question, dude. You can stand up and run over the dead bodies.
Yeah, that's the point, dude.
No, it's not the point. Swim through, dude.
How do you swim through a dead body?
How do you swim through shit? You don't.
You don't swim through either.
You don't swim through either. So it's just for the sake of argument.
For the sake of the argument, they're both equally hard to swim through.
I'm completely confused now.
You're fully engulfed in this regardless. You can't just go over the top of it. Like, you're going to be fully engulfed in either shit or human bodies.
Let's just say they're about equally as hard. Like, they both would be hard to do.
The question is swim through, not climb over.
Yeah.
No, I know, but I was just trying to be realistic.
That's
what I didn't get.
It's not a realistic question.
Not really. Not in a lot of aspects, no. It really isn't. But it was hilarious. We thought it was really funny, so I told him, go ahead, throw that baby
No,
out.
I think it's a good question.
And it is a tough decision.
It is kind of. Fecal matter, dude.
Gosh, now that
I'm
you
watching
say that,
Dexter
though,
right
I don't
now,
really know.
and I'm scared shitless of dead people and blood right now. I'm having bad dreams about people dying.
Really?
Yeah, it's honestly screwing my sleep up. It's bad.
No way.
No, I'm not.
That's
I'm
a
not
great
kidding.
show.
It's a phenomenal show, but man, I'm having some really messed up dreams about some
Dang, dude.
brutal things. Yeah, it's weird.
It's intense. I'm not lying. Last night I had a dream about our podcast, and we were like, we were blowing up. I had a dream, so we have our stat tracker on here. I had a dream where I sat down and looked at it, and we had like 500 subscribers view it, and I freaked out, and I think I ended up waking up because of it. But
That's awesome.
going off dreams. The dead body, I don't know how scarring that would be. I mean, I'm curious how that would affect my mentality towards things. Because it would be like nothing I've experienced. And
Both of them, though.
both of them.
Yeah.
And they say, and it would also be horrible. I'm sure it would. The dead bodies, like they always say that's one of the worst smells you can imagine. And but don't get me wrong, human feces, that would be atrociously bad. But
I was reading.
it's a tough one.
I can't remember. I think someone cracked a joke about this over my weekend. I don't know. Somebody did, but do you guys know what Jankum is?
Absolutely not.
No.
Okay. It's this fad that goes on in poor, like, really, like, run-down third-world countries, and it's these kids that shit and piss in bottles and close them up and put balloons on top of them and collect the gas, and then they huff this, like fecal matter gas, I don't know what you'd call it, and it gives them, like, a high. Apparently this is going on. Jonah's going to Africa. That's why I wanted to bring it up. These kids are, like, huffing poo smell to get high. Just like you huff glue, basically.
That's the most disgusting.
How
thing.
ridiculous is that? So, do you think you'd get stoned swimming across that pool of human feces?
What the? That would be
I think it would
sensory
change your
overload.
mental state. I don't know
Yeah, I
about,
don't know where I'd be at mentally.
but it would.
Isn't that sad?
That's
like
crazy.
It's a legitimate like drug over there. They treat it like a
Wow.
drug. It's like
Whoa.
illegal.
This is, you said where? You said,
Poor countries, Africa,
Gotcha,
like a lot of
gotcha.
African
Third world countries.
Third world countries, yeah.
dang.
That's
Yeah.
wild. I could never
I'm just
imagine
surprised they have the
resorting to.
latex balloons.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
They
don't
collect
mean
it
to
in
be
different
Maybe
offensive in
bags
any
Maybe
way.
it's not a balloon.
Maybe
It's something.
bags, that's a good point.
Just like
yeah.
things they can find. Yeah. I don't know.
Dude, that's
So,
nuts. I couldn't.
yeah.
The huffing thing blows me away. Didn't you get caught for huffing?
I was sitting downstairs in my basement, and
Wait.
there was a can of rubber cement sitting on the table behind my head, and it was open. You know, it's my sisters. I have two younger sisters. They're whatever, doing arts and crafts, whatnot. There's an open thing of rubber cement, and my dad walks down, and I'm with a friend, and he starts accusing me of huffing this rubber cement to get high. Starts asking all these questions about why the rubber cement's open. I'm like, Dad, I don't know. It's been open. I came down here and it was open. Calls my sister down. He's interrogating us, and then finally she just goes, oh, yeah, I guess I didn't end up closing that. And he's like, all right, well, I just had to ask. You know, teenagers, you just never know. I'm like,
classic.
Jesus.
That is horrible. Why does he jump to assumptions like that? It's not just him. Parents just do that in general sometimes.
It's because of the news, I tell
Yeah,
you.
it is.
Some of
Josh
the
and I were
stuff is-
talking about this.
Yeah.
Like, you see, like, I've had my parents come up to me and ask me about these crazy drugs or stuff that happens, and they're like, oh, have you ever seen this, or are you friends doing this? I'm like, Mom, I swear to God, the first time I've ever heard of this is right now.
I completely forget what you brought up.
It was, somebody brought up, the cracking and packing or whatever. One of you two with a cucumber filling
Was
it.
it you?
I don't think it
you
was
told
me.
it.
No,
You told me this. I've never heard
Wait,
that in my
what
life.
is
No, I'm pretty sure it was date.
What?
Well, anyway, somebody said there was this thing called cracking and packing or something along those lines that they saw on the
This is the
news
most
where they
ridiculous
carve out like a
Cucumber.
and put like cocaine in it or something and
then-
shove it up their ass
Yeah,
and get high.
That was okay. That wasn't me, but that is hysterical.
That's what
Some-
you told
who's-
me. You told me this. I had
Oh my
never heard that in
gosh.
my life.
I-
promise.
okay.
You heard it
What?
from someone other
Okay,
than us.
I heard it.
This
I don't
is
know who told me.
absurd.
It's like
But,
the
okay.
most ridiculous
So,
thing.
like I said, you've never heard this before, but this is like something one or two kids
God.
do this
In the nation.
and get fucked up, and it ends up on the news.
Right.
Yeah.
And
That's the classic stuff you see.
local news stations cover this like it's a normal thing.
Like all
like teens across the nation
Everyone's doing it.
is
right?
doing it.
It's
Multiple
exaggerated.
times my mom come up to me, "Are your friends doing heroin?"
My
Like,
God.
what do you mean doing heroin, Mom? I'm in 9th grade.
They show you the statistics, and they're like, yeah, every 60% of teens are doing heroin
Oh.
in the Metro Detroit. It's like, wait, what? How do you kind of classify that? Where do you
Yes.
find that stat? It's
fun.
God. It's obnoxious.
Wow. That's hilarious.
That really is. That really is hilarious. All right, let's
move on.
Let's move
Yeah.
on from this whole fecal matter
Asshole
stuff. I just want to say to Jonah, he didn't hear about it because I asked him right before, but the Saturn moons could house alien life.
Moons, plural, or one
Oh,
particular
Sorry, no,
moon?
it's
I heard a
the
little about
Saturn
this.
moon. I don't know how to say it. It looks like enchiladas. Enchiladas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, what they found out was they got some sort of heat signature or some sort of signature from a satellite captured this moon that had a explosion of hydrogen on the interior water surface. And the way this relates to Earth is, I guess this happens deep down in Earth's oceans. And so it's almost like a rift that comes out of the Earth's core, or a
There's like vents at the bottom of the ocean
that bring up this hydrogen. And there's literally fish and weird algae things that
feed off that.
That's how they survive. And basically, we noticed this happening on this moon. And there's a good chance that's how Earth started, and there's a good chance that there are stuff actually feeding on this hydrogen. And it does not mean there's aliens by any stretch of the imagination, but it means that there's a potential.
Dude, I was watching the Cosmos, actually, kind of relating to how life came to Earth. And it was saying that, so there's a Joe Rogan podcast with Neil deGrasse Tyson where he talks about the possibility of life coming to Earth from Mars or something. Because if there's life on Mars and an asteroid hits it and a chunk of Mars flies off, there's little bacteria that can survive extreme conditions without oxygen, super high pressures and temperatures and stuff like that. And so if that rock is traveling through space and crashes into another planet, then that life all of a sudden inhabits that planet, and that's kind of how life could jump from one planet to another.
Yep.
And he was kind of saying that over the billions of years that the universe is, that as this goes on, that it could almost be like a seeding of all these planets in our galaxy, where if an asteroid hits Earth and a piece of Earth flies off onto another planet, it would sprout life on this planet, and then a few million years later, when that planet gets hit, it goes to another. So there could be, in 10 million years, all these planets that inhabit life from this one source, and we could all have this one life form.
That's
it was
wild.
blowing my mind.
That is crazy.
That is unbelievable. But it's just, part of that is it's so long away.
It's we're
for that to actually,
we're such a speck
yeah.
in the grand scheme of things. It's ridiculous.
One thing going off space, I heard recently, it was also a Joe Rogan podcast. I forget who he was talking to, but it talks about the differentiation in time, separate with gravity, and how time and gravity are so related. And a weird example is, a lot of people don't realize that the further you get away from Earth's gravitational pull, the slower time happens. So, for example, we have GPS satellites that tick at a slower second rate than Earth does down here. And it's this long, elaborate stuff, but if that was to be anywhere manipulated, our whole GPS system would screw up, and and it's this weird thing.
So time moves slower in space.
Yeah. Literally seconds happen slower because of the lack of gravity.
I would think it would be the opposite. I would think that so time happens because of light speed and the speed that light travels to the Earth. Essentially, is my understanding of the reason time is what it is. I would think with our atmosphere and stuff, it would slow down the light, if anything, to make it slower, not speed it up.
I mean, I thought it was that slows it down, but I guess it could be the other way around. I'm explaining it reverse, if you know what I mean.
Who knows?
I think that's how it was, but I don't know. You might be right. Moreover, he was explaining how Russians called black holes frozen stars, and he was saying that it's not very movie popular way to call a black hole, but the reason they did that is, I guess, the way time works. If you were to watch someone enter a black hole, the way the gravity and the time, if you watched them go in, you would literally see them freeze for our eternity, because the time is so radically slower and different that they would get to a point in the black hole where they would completely stop, and that's all we would experience.
That's wild.
Is that not like, whoa?
Dude.
Stuff like that's
There's
so hard.
such-
It's so hard to wrap your head
Lord,
around
man.
stuff like that.
It's unbelievable.
Good. I can't believe
Wow.
there's people that can even figure that out.
I know.
Tip my cap.
Yeah,
Neil deGrasse, he's a smart man.
he is a really smart man. But we can get out of this space talk. That was some deep stuff. Dayton, let's hear some stuff out of you today.
I have a few current events.
Yeah, we haven't seen you in a while.
April the giraffe.
Oh yeah, she had a baby.
What is this?
I don't mean to just throw it out there, but I hadn't heard of it, and I want to see if it's worth even talking about. If you guys have ever even heard of it.
Never.
I've heard about it. I don't know much about it. I know that like YouTube's had this live stream on this
Yeah.
giraffe. It's in some zoo, right?
Oh.
Yeah,
I'm
I think
not-
it's in Cal. I really don't know that much about it.
Yeah.
I was actually going to ask you guys.
I don't
That's
know
why
where
I
it's
brought
at.
it
I
up.
think it's in some zoo. It's in some like sanctuary.
It's somewhere.
Yeah,
San
it's-
Diego, maybe?
Yeah,
That sounds-
I think it might be in California.
Anyways.
But they had a live
yeah.
stream on this thing for like over a month, and this thing was in labor, and they were just waiting for it to have a baby, and just
People
it took so long, and it just had its baby.
making
What,
the biggest deal out of this
Wow.
freaking giraffe, dude. Like it
Yesterday?
was- yes, yeah, 2 days. Oh, actually, it was yesterday.
Yeah,
Yesterday.
had his baby yesterday morning after like a month of
Saturday.
live streaming and people expecting it.
That's awesome.
I mean, people were tweeting hashtags for the giraffe
Yeah.
and stuff. It was like a movement. I don't understand why, but yeah, that was.
Was it cute? Did you guys see any clips of it?
I didn't.
So it was a giraffe,
Yeah,
correct?
I mean, it was cute. It was just like
Yeah.
a baby giraffe. Yeah. But I don't know. It wasn't a big deal to me, and so I didn't really look into it. But
You
it was
guys
a big
ever-
deal.
You ever seen a cow give birth?
Oh
You
god.
said
I've
that?
had.
That's what I
I've,
thought.
I've seen a cow give birth. It is wild.
Wow.
I saw it at Cook's Dairy Farm, and we like
Farm.
this car. What?
Nothing.
Like this cow like, just seemed in so much pain. It was making these weird noises, and so like my mom or somebody went and got a person that worked there, and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's fine. Happens all the time. Like it's a normal thing." Oh shit! All right. So we went out and watched this cow basically for like 20 minutes just give birth, and this cow just popped right out of it with the placenta all over it. And it was
Whoa.
nasty. And
Yeah.
it was wild. It's a weird experience. I'm gonna tell
Doesn't
you
it
that.
struggle to stand up and all that? And isn't it?
You know, it was a long time ago. I don't
That's
remember.
fair.
Oh yeah.
a
How
ton of
old?
it.
How old were you when this happened?
Oh, I was probably 11.
Oh, so you weren't that. You
That's
weren't that
kind of
young.
scarring, low key.
Yeah, like that's like an
I mean,
age
it
where
was-
you could
it was-
probably be grossed out.
Oh,
Pretty
It
yeah.
was
bad.
it was years ago.
That
Yeah.
could leave a lasting impact, no doubt.
I mean, I'm not a pussy, but
Yeah, I saw cow sex at Cook Dairy Farm and Dairy. Yeah,
It's a
legit.
weird. It's a weird phenomenon. Animals just in their
Animals having
natural
sex
habitat.
is
Yeah,
weird.
it is weird.
Yeah,
Rabbits, dude.
I
Rabbits
saw-
are the weirdest. Those things are.
Rabbits.
Those things have sex all day. Long,
yeah.
bro.
People say like you have babies like rabbits, or
Yeah,
that's
you fucking like rabbits.
yeah. That's what I was looking for.
Lil Wayne.
Yeah, just like seeing a cow mount, it was weird.
My gosh,
But yeah,
makes me uncomfortable almost.
yeah, no, it really.
Yeah,
does.
get a room, man.
Hey,
That's why
good
I'm
for
almost
them.
surprised that everyone was so starstruck by this giraffe. I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't mean to just kind of blurt it out, but like
No,
I
didn't-
had no
know.
idea what was going on with it. Really, I only knew a
wild.
little bit about it, and it was a big deal to
it was
everybody
a,
else.
It was a huge deal.
Yeah.
People were following it like every day on YouTube.
Yeah, that's
and-
kind of cool,
Yeah.
but also kind of weird.
What else? Anybody?
I have a few things written
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, let me hear it.
Oh, so one thing that I just found right before we started was Aaron Hernandez this weekend was found not guilty of a double murder that he was on trial for,
Oh my god.
which is a big deal because everybody, most people know who Aaron Hernandez is. He was a tight end for the Patriots.
Yeah.
Good.
So he got convicted in, I think, 2015, he was convicted of murdering this guy, and they had I thought the media made it seem like he was guilty as fuck.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Like there was no doubt about it.
Oh yeah.
And then so he was convicted, and then a little bit after that, it kind of came out that he probably did this double murder too, and that this guy's just a crazy killer. And so he was just found not guilty of the double murder, and now this article says that his lawyer that they're appealing his original conviction of the first murder, which he's currently in prison for life without parole.
Mm-hmm.
But his lawyer seems to think that they have a good chance at appeals.
Oh my gosh.
And they think that it's like circumstantial evidence, and it's more he said, she said, and that most people don't have. Well, most people don't have the money to keep paying a lawyer to keep doing their case. But obviously, he was a huge football player.
Yeah. Where else would his money go?
So he has all this money to pay this lawyer, and he has a great legal team.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
So there's a chance. I mean,
there's probably a very good chance.
I don't know what his actual chances are at appeal. Obviously, his lawyer's going to say that he thinks they have a good case.
Yeah.
But
for sure,
if he got out, that'd be wild.
That would be
really
wild.
What I can't believe is so you're saying that the case he's in prison for life with no parole actually might not be.
They're going to appeal. They're going to appeal it.
That I think that right there blows me away. Because I feel like if you put someone away for life without parole, you should be literally 1,000,000% sure they did it.
Well, that's the thing. But there's different reasons they appeal. So sometimes they appeal because new evidence comes to light, because
no, that's true.
Because they can appeal because the legal they felt that they got cheated in the first one, that the judge was corrupt, or they didn't get a fair trial.
That makes sense.
So they can appeal to that. They can appeal that the police mishandled the evidence, or this and that. There's different things that they can appeal for. So it's not always that but
that's wild, man. That was a really, really big deal.
It was huge. It was a media circus
everywhere.
So long
he
was going through that, and we had to.
It was crazy.
Witness that.
But I saw that. I thought that was interesting, and
that is interesting. Wow.
No, that really is.
But
one funny thing, I guess.
Yeah.
So you know that Making a Murder, going off the prison
Stephen
thing.
Avery.
Yeah. So one of my news teachers. So my broadcasting stuff. One of my news writing teachers actually had a really good friend that covered a significant amount of that case. And she talked about, because you were saying that the media might have made it really biased for Aaron Hernandez. But she was saying for that Making a Murder, when her friend was reporting, it was almost night and day I just got it confused in my head. So the show made it seem that he really didn't do it.
Yeah.
But in real life, it was almost
guilty.
night and day that he was guilty.
100% no doubt that he was guilty.
This guy definitely did it.
Yeah, because when you watch a show, they're only going to show the evidence that makes him seem not guilty, and this and that, and they're going to present it in a certain
what they want.
Yeah, exactly.
But her friend was saying that the show makes it seem so radically different than it actually was.
The show makes it seem obvious that he's innocent.
Yeah, exactly. And I thought that was really crazy, and it kind of makes you wonder about a lot of those kind of shows you watch.
Mm-hmm.
Makes you question.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Well,
there's two sides to everything. Sorry, I know.
No, you're good.
Late comment, but that just makes. I mean, when you watch a documentary or something, how do you know
how much is
much is accurate?
Yeah, how do you know? How do you know what to?
Is planet Earth?
What's credible?
Really?
Yeah.
Credible.
Right. Exactly, man. All these drone shots.
I heard that was so good. By the way, we should legit look into watching that.
Yeah, we should.
Planet. I heard
it's cool.
Unbelievably good. But
how was everybody's weekend? I haven't really talked to you guys about what you guys did. Did you do anything cool?
I mean, weekend solid.
Just hung out.
Just hung out. Did you go to Detroit?
Just hung out.
Nope.
No.
I played golf on Friday. Played a few holes with my family.
Finally getting warm.
Nice.
It was nice to get out there and play. But,
my dad told me about this funny video regarding weather. Excuse me. And the video is based on 47 degrees, and I forget what state it's in, but basically act like it's in Michigan, and it's talking about how the difference between 47 degrees in March and the difference between 47 degrees in September.
Oh, it feels so different.
And so,
Unreal.
So the video keeps cutting back from March and September, and he's in September, and he's got a winter coat, and he's like, I hate this state, I hate living here. And then it cuts to March, and he's got his shirt off, windows down, he's like, woo, singing the music with it. It's so funny.
It's so true. When it's 50 degrees in the spring,
so accurate.
it feels so warm.
Yeah.
But if it's 50 degrees in the fall, I'm bundled up. I got a hat.
It sucks.
Got a
I
hat
know
on.
it's cold. Yeah, it's so accurate. I love it.
Very.
Yeah, if you want to watch it, cracked me up. You should watch it. I think all you type in is 47 degrees in, and it should come up. So. Yeah.
It's coming. The warm weather is coming.
I know.
I'm so pumped.
It's exciting.
I enjoyed a lot of it this weekend. I had a good weekend.
You outside a lot?
Yeah, I was. I stayed in a condo in Traverse City right off the golf course.
Oh, nice.
And one of the things I wanted to ask you guys, I've been dying to ask Jonah this. I was talking to my cousin's boyfriend who I just met over the weekend, and we were talking about if you had to pick one food that you could eat the most of, what is it? Like, what can you smash more than anything else? And obviously, I picked breakfast. That's like my go-to.
Well, that's very vague.
I mean, okay, if eggs and bacon and hash browns, like if I just have like your normal breakfast food, I can smash basically anything.
I feel like you got to pick one thing though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotta be
All right.
You can't group.
All right, I'll just pick pancakes then, because you can smash just
that's
pancakes
easy.
after pancakes.
That's very fair.
But
Okay.
yeah, I
Can you
had to ask.
vary the pancakes? Do you think?
Yeah, you can vary.
Could it be blueberry?
Yeah,
chocolate
whatever.
chip, protein.
Yeah,
pancake,
definitely.
Whatever you want.
Because there was this plate of enchiladas that was bigger than he was. He was like 135 pounds, and he took it down no problem.
Wow.
But he said Mexican food wasn't even his clientele, that he smashes, I can't remember what he said. But
That's an
and it
interesting
made me
question.
start to think.
I don't know.
It's something
'Cause
I
Jay can
definitely
eat.
want to think.
This kid can eat, and so can his brother, Stewie.
I've never seen stew. I've never seen someone eat like
Stu
stew.
he can put it down.
I've truly never seen that human
Yeah.
to human eating with my own two eyes.
Bennigan's.
No?
I've never seen anything like that.
What did he get at Bennigan's when he came up
Yeah.
here?
Burger, maybe?
I just
He
remember
took
he
that
looked
thing
at us
down.
and he goes, I think that was the best meal I've had in my entire life.
No, he wasn't shit.
He was
either.
not kidding.
No.
He scarfed it.
Dead serious, man.
That was great.
I don't know. I smashed some Calabrese's cheesy breadsticks this
Oh
weekend.
my!
You
Did you put those?
No, I don't know. I'm just saying.
Oh, you're just throwing things out there.
No, the question is not what you could eat the rest of your life. It's just saying what you could eat the most out
In
of it,
one
like
sitting,
time.
what could you
Oh,
take down?
wow, I was thinking of that
Like,
differently.
What is the most amount of something you could take down? Pancakes would probably, I don't know, probably.
Oh,
be-
pancakes fill me up really fast, though. That's
Dude.
my
So that wouldn't be your food.
Yeah, that.
Ooh, gosh, this is a better question now that I think
Yeah.
about this.
Oh, I could smash some English muffins with peanut butter and jelly. That's my shit right there, dude.
What the
That's pretty good.
I'm just trying to think of some good foods that I don't know. That's a
I think
tough
I'd have
question.
to pick Jonah's grandma's French toast.
Oh my
No,
god!
I
can
could
stomach a
smash
piece
that.
of-
I just
Yeah, you can stomach like a piece of that, and then you're ready to
then you're
barf because
good.
it's so
Yeah.
much
It's like
sugar
the
and
opposite.
butter. Yeah,
Definitely gonna think on that.
yeah. I don't know. I thought I'd bring it up. It was interesting. I really thought about it. I don't know, but if you guys didn't make me limit it, if you just brought me plate after plate of variety, I could just eat.
Yeah, breakfast, dude. I could eat breakfast all night long.
Yeah.
All day long.
Dude, I
I
think
don't
I could do
get full.
pizza the best.
Pizza.
If I had to pick one thing to
Actually,
impressively eat, it
I
would
could-
probably be pizza.
I could smash some pizza
spaghetti.
as well.
I could take some
I
spaghetti.
think
out.
no, I couldn't. Like I'm not. But
Pasta.
if someone says I'm gonna start an eating competition, you have to eat a bunch of one thing. I think
Yeah,
my best odds would be pizza.
Pizza.
Give me some Mexican chicken and I'll just.
Do you think you
Mexican
guys could do
chicken
a
is
lot of
good.
hot dogs?
I don't think
No.
I
Could
could
you
do.
do like 30 hot dogs?
No, hell
Be
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah, and I would dip the buns in water while like
no. Joey Chestnut.
Joey hot dogs. Though.
Joey hot
That's
dog.
funny.
What was that? What was you had another topic that we were talking about a little bit in the car.
Oh, we Josh and I were talking. You weren't around, but we started talking about it, and then I kind of stopped. I'm like, this would be something good to talk about on the podcast. He started bringing up recycling,
I just thought of it, yeah.
and like if not to be like pessimistic about recycling, like I think it's a good thing and everybody should do it. But how much does it actually help? Like if you know what I mean, like there's millions and millions of pieces of paper out there. I mean, think about the books you buy. How much paper is in a notebook? You can get a notebook that's 150 pages for $2. If I recycle all this paper, like, what is it actually helping?
Actually making an impact?
You know what I mean? What's it going towards? What's it helping? I just don't know, because not everybody recycles, dude.
Yeah.
What difference is Jonah Newblatt making by recycling the 30 pieces of paper he uses every month?
The bad thing is you could look at a lot of stuff like that.
No, that's definitely not a good way to look at things.
But in terms of paper, how much is it actually saving? Because how much
paper is just strictly paper right now.
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
Not talking about throwing it on the ground outside.
Because I get recycling cans and stuff, because that stops a lot of littering. It stops a lot of that stuff and cleans up our earth in that aspect.
So what exactly are you asking? My opinion on recycling? What I think of it?
I don't know. We were just kind of talking
bringing it
about
up in the sense.
How many trees are you saving? How much
do
paper?
That much?
Look up
paper.
how much.
That's what I was gonna do.
How much paper one tree makes?
I mean, I think the argument you're always gonna get against something like that is, okay, maybe you're just one person, but think about how many people.
I understand that. If everybody thinks that way, right? Yeah, I know that.
No, and that's the classic argument, but it's a good one because I know that you can't technically make a difference, but you're a part of a greater whole.
Oh, no doubt.
So
I agree with all that, but we were talking about how easily accessible paper is.
Okay,
and
what does that have to do with
everyone says save a tree and all this stuff, and we're just kind of saying, is recycling paper, does it make that much of a difference? Are we really saving a tree?
How is how accessible it is relevant to how you're impacting?
Because there's
so much of
it. That
so you could save so much of it then.
No.
But
you know what I'm saying?
No, I'm not disagreeing with you.
No, I get.
I'm not disagreeing with you either, but I'm just
to
playing devil's advocate because
you
shouldn't think that way.
Josh and I are on the same page. I think we're just both having a hard time articulating what we're thinking.
What we're kind of thinking.
No, I get what you're saying. I think, or maybe I don't, but I don't know.
We're just pointing out that there's almost too much paper available.
Hold on.
It's just kind of obnoxious how everyone's trying to be like, I'm.
This went okay. Is this about paper or is this about recycling the paper?
Yes.
I just don't understand.
What?
No,
I feel
I feel like if you're really trying to save trees, just stop making paper, dude. Everything's online now. Right. We need to stop printing as much.
A lot of people are.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And I don't know I don't even know what they do with recycled paper. What do they do? Who brought this up? Can I just ask really quick?
Josh was the original. The original culprit.
This is like, I don't even understand what came into your mind. What provoked you to say, I'm going to say this to Jonah right now?
It was in the middle of the day, dude. It was on like random. A Wednesday.
We just walked out of my room.
Oh, no. We started talking about a little bit more.
A little bit in the drive.
I thought this was during the drive up here, guys.
No, we were talking about this earlier in the week.
Man, I don't know what you want me to say.
It's weird.
It is. No, I get what I know what you guys are saying.
You can go to a thing and buy a notebook for 50 cents.
Okay.
And
there's a lot of it. Yeah, there's a lot of paper.
100 and 200 pieces of paper for 50 cents. And so I'm almost talking about, would it be, in a way, more cost efficient or whatever that, I don't know, to plant another tree or to plant.
I was just going to say, are you saying it's invaluable because it's so cheap? Because there's so much of it that it just doesn't even matter. You can just get it wherever for cheap. That it doesn't. We're always going to have it. We don't need to recycle it. Is that basically what you're saying? Like, we're never really going to have an issue with having paper? I'm not saying
that's how it's going to be. I'm almost wondering if that's the case because it is so readily
think like
available.
That, you would almost need to think, like, there's going to be no issue. We're never going to run out of paper, right? To have that mindset. If you don't
in a way, if we keep planting.
No, we would.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. This is such a weird discussion to...
I really don't even know what I'm talking about anymore.
But are we ever going to go paperless?
I don't think so.
Eventually.
100% paperless. I think we would.
Eventually. Absolutely.
I don't think it's going to happen anytime in the near future.
Nope. Not in my lifetime, but...
No, but...
It'll happen.
I mean, think about it. So much stuff that you do. There's a lot of classes that I've never touched a piece of paper in. You know what I mean?
Amen.
You write papers, you turn them in online. Everything that they assign you is online. You do online homework. You do this and you do that. Just the more... Once, like... honestly, God,
Calendars.
Actually,
the
yeah,
most,
no, I agree.
Bro.
the people that
No, I'm just saying because a lot of people like to write in their planner, but listen, you can even do that on
I was
a computer.
thinking like
Sorry.
a calendar on
It's
the
just, I'm
wall.
just saying,
it's just getting
yeah.
easier and easier to do
Right.
things online.
No.
And
Sorry,
honest
that was
to God,
weird, just
the professors that give the most paper are the old people. Are the old
Valid.
professors.
Yes.
And just as time goes on, those old professors are going to start to be people from our generations who already know how to use everything without paper.
Right.
I feel like eventually we'll go paperless.
Yeah, this is
We will.
a huge business opportunity that I'm giving to all our listeners. But it was in the
Oh my
movie.
God.
It was in the movie Why Him? I just recently watched that, and his whole
James Franco?
Dude,
that
it's
movie's
hysterical.
hysterical.
You saw
bro.
it?
I've seen it, yes.
Yes, dude.
That movie
I have
is
it on
so
my,
explicit.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
so
It is.
explicit.
I watched my parents.
I love it.
It's funny.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to.
Anywho, his whole house is paperless. And huge business proclamation that for our listeners. Toilets that can clean your butt without any paper. You
They
just
already
sit
have
on
it.
it. I know they have it. The bidet.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a big thing, and I'm saying
It already
probably
is.
about 2 years. Just about everybody's gonna have a bidet.
So hop on that.
Overseas.
Yeah, just start producing them in your local factories.
No, don't produce it. You can't produce it. They have a copyright, I'm sure.
Well,
But
I'll
just
make
throw
my
some
own
money
version.
into their stock.
Yeah.
A lot of
What up,
wealthy,
Brad?
a lot of wealthy foreign countries have bidets. They're
Yeah.
just everywhere. It's like
Yeah.
popular there.
No, I think that's a big thing that's coming because
weird. I
right
don't know.
now, recycling is bigger than it's ever been. There's a lot of people moving towards recycling, and that next step is we don't want to use toilet paper. We don't want to use, and that's that's one of our biggest paper uses is toilet paper.
No doubt.
And so
really is.
I honestly think that as this younger generation starts getting older, that it's gonna be a big. Almost everybody's gonna have a bidet,
Maybe.
and god dang,
You ever used one?
once.
How
At
was it?
Holiday Inn
I'm really,
What if-
by Great Lakes Crossing.
really curious to know
Really?
how that
Yeah.
experience is.
I will say I laughed when it happened.
Tickle.
Yeah, it's like nothing you really expect, and it's warm water. Don't think that and it is pretty comfortable. I'm sure you get used to it, but I'm not doing it justice because it's probably been about 2.5 years since it happened.
Probably
But it
improved
was. I remember going like, wow, I felt very cleansed.
All I'm saying is that and the squatty potty. Future
Yeah.
going to the bathroom.
Yeah, for anyone that doesn't have a squatty potty, after using it for a month, I don't know how to poop without it.
Does it actually impact your pooping that much?
Absolutely. it is.
Yes.
Night and day. I won't get too.
I
graphic.
go home. I went home this weekend, and I just can't get the same type of flow
Oh
down
my
there.
gosh.
Josh
All
said he
right.
just grabbed books and put them under his feet.
Jeez.
I called my brother over. He actually had to pick up my
Oh
feet so I could
my
actually
gosh.
hey, what you got to do is what you got to do.
Oh.
Business is business, really financial.
Oh lordy.
A lot of poop so far.
Yeah,
we've
wow.
been discussing.
Yeah.
In
It's one of those
bodies.
days.
Last episode, I think we touched on it a little bit as well.
Of course. Yeah. Anything you want to touch on, D, that you saw in the news?
I don't know. I had NBA playoffs down, but it's too early to really have anything eventful to talk about.
That's
So,
the truth.
yep.
Yeah.
But
Speaking of the NBA, we were talking about Steph Curry's shoes.
shoes?
Oh,
Yeah.
how ugly they are.
Oh, yeah, he
Yeah,
had some
just
pretty ugly shoes.
He just came out with the second version of them?
Second or third?
Something. Just saw.
Second or third.
I've never heard anything good about any of
No.
his pairs of shoes. You know what though?
Weird.
I don't think they're that bad. They get a horrible rep.
I'm
But
gonna
I
look 'em
saw a
up.
picture of the newest ones. The picture Josh showed me was in a bad color. I don't think they're that ugly. Now, don't get me wrong. They're not the best shoe on the market, but I don't think they deserve
Curry
such
3.
a bad rep.
Oh, Under Armour, that's right.
Yeah, he's an Under Armour guy.
Yeah, they're all. It's just.
Speaking of NBA, did you hear Isaiah Thomas's sister died in a car crash
I
the
did.
other night?
Whoa, no.
How horrible is that? Right after the game, I think.
Whoa.
That was before the game.
Or before the game, that's right, yeah. Because,
crazy.
yeah, he was in like a workout or something, or like a warm-up, and then Avery
really?
Bradley took him off to the side. Yeah, he was
really?
talking to some reporters,
Wow.
doing like a little workout or something, and yeah, he got pulled aside and didn't say anything else to the media after that, obviously.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Hopefully they make a run. I kind of want to see him make a run now.
Mm-hmm. He's good.
Yeah, he
He's
is.
so good.
Very good.
Short.
Oh.
No, but all I'm saying about
Those
the
are
Steph
gross.
Curry shoes is, of course, they're not that bad, but they're never good. They're never something I go, okay, those are pretty dope. They're always like, yeah.
I'm not a big shoe guy. I'd pick the
No,
Steph
neither
Currys
am
out. I'd pick the Steph Currys over a lot of other popular shoes. I'll tell you that.
Really?
I think that a lot of shoes that are big right now, I find just not like they're too much.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of out of that scene myself, so.
Like I don't think those look bad whatsoever. Like I'd sport those in a basketball. Like those black and white ones.
I like the North Carolina ones.
Yeah, like I'd wear those on a basketball floor.
Yeah, I don't know. He's got a lot of bad rep
They're
for
decent.
him. They're decent.
Eh.
Yeah.
Well,
Anything else in the works, or is that?
No,
well,
is that
I got
honestly about it.
I got a couple more things on the list.
Yeah, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Well, just moving right down the old list I got working on.
Get through this conundrum.
United Airlines.
Oh yeah, we
Oh,
should probably
boy.
talk about that.
Yeah, so I'm sure that most people have heard about the
Seen the videos?
incident. They overbooked their flight, and then they were asking people to leave, and this guy refused to get up from his seat. He was already seated on the plane, and they
70-year-old Asian doctor.
yeah, the guy was a doctor, and they asked him to leave, and he was very adamant he wasn't going to leave. He didn't get violent. He wasn't over the top, but he was just kind of like, I'm not leaving. Like, I'm not getting up. And they forcefully pulled him out of his seat and drug him off the plane, and he ended up having a concussion and a bloody nose and
Broken teeth.
Yeah, so
my
they
gosh.
so
Literally
How?
destroyed this guy.
Beat him up?
They
Like
kicked his
he
ass.
wouldn't get up.
He wouldn't get out of his seat, and so they like
They
took
beat
him out.
Did they beat him up
basically.
on the plane or out or after they dragged him out?
no, I think
was-
on the
it was
plane.
It was while it was happening.
No
on the
way.
plane.
I think
In
it was
front
on
of
the
everybody.
Yeah,
because they were trying to get him out of his seat, and he wouldn't move.
Oh my god.
and people were screaming and
So,
I guess these guys weren't even officially police officers. They were airport security, which doesn't put them in that classification. And so now there's a bunch of controversy on that part of things.
But yeah, I think the
It's
guy. I'm pretty
so
sure the guy's
crazy.
suing.
Dude, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets $100 million, and he should.
He's gonna make a nice little pretty penny on that.
That's so ridiculous.
Ooh, a nice
But
penny.
they United actually just changed their policy like a couple days ago on overbooking.
So are they one of the first companies to do that?
I'm not completely sure.
Because I know a lot overbook.
No, there's overbooking's a
almost-
common practice
Yeah,
in
almost all of them do.
airlines. But they just changed it, so now they're. I saw something on Twitter. I think it was like CNN Twitter said that United Airlines will pay up to $10,000 to take somebody out of their seat for like an overbooking. So like, I don't know how that works. I don't know if it's almost like a bidding thing. Like if somebody's like, I'm not leaving, then they finally just keep upping it until somebody's like, all right.
Yeah, no, that's a fair way
But
to look at it.
I also saw something where there's congressmen that are saying like calling for for airlines to stop overbooking to make it. I don't know if necessarily illegal, but stop it until there's a good working plan to compensate for that, because like obviously that's terrible. That should never happen.
And
No,
all
never.
airlines do it almost.
Oh yeah, this guy bought a ticket.
Had every right to that seat.
Oh yeah.
Bought a
And they
ticket,
forced him
walked
out.
onto the plane, sat down, was in his seat, ready to take off, and they came and took him off
And
the
said,
plane.
"Hey, sir, we have some." My dad said there was a person that he knew in first class ticket, and said, "Hey, we actually have someone that is more important than you. That like we have someone that needs this seat." They bought a seat in first class and had to. I think they moved down a coach, or they didn't get on the plane. Like,
Oh my gosh.
how is that? Oh, that's
It's wrong.
ridiculous.
It's terrible.
And it's so the overbooking thing is weird, and it's
'Cause what
low
if-
key scary.
What if that guy was going to a conference? What if you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
No,
people book flights because they need to be places like on a certain time. You can't just kick them off the plane. Like you could fuck over a lot of things. I've been on a plane before. And I've told the story where it ended up being a 12-hour delay. I was trying to fly to Vegas,
Oh yeah.
and people were getting pissed off. And the guy sitting next to me across the aisle had an appointment in Vegas an hour after our plane was supposed to land.
Oh my gosh.
And so he's sitting there pissed off. He ended up walking off the plane. But this guy had an important meeting to get to, and he missed it because of delays. Or, what if that guy got kicked off because of overbooking? Like, that's terrible.
Yeah, and think about if you're going on a trip. Think about you're going on a cruise for spring break, and that happens to you where they go up to you and they say, we're overbooked. You have to get off this plane. And you go, no, I have to be at a cruise, and you have no other option. You just have to get paid the $700, but you're actually losing $10,000 for your massive cruise trip.
Yeah.
Whatever that might be, it's just it's a horrible, horrible policy.
For sure.
Stupid.
And it's, I mean, it sounds terrible. I don't feel for. It's horrible that happened to that guy, but it's good in the sense that it's making a slight movement to put some rules for these airlines.
It's how it is in anything.
Yeah.
You know, it
something
sucks.
goes wrong.
It's called a principle.
Yeah, it just takes one bad situation to change things.
Change everything.
It's called the conflict theory, and it's propounded by Karl Marx, and he claims that any big movements in society have to be initiated by an act of horror or an act of domination and power to be brought to light.
No doubt.
We learned about it in one of my classes, but
Sticking with United Airlines, though, I saw another thing about United Airlines.
Scorpion?
A passenger got bit by a scorpion on the flight.
You imagine that?
That'd be fucking scary.
I guess it fell from an overhead bin, so it might have even been in someone's luggage. They don't carry on.
They found out whose it was?
I don't think they know.
It's not like a pet scorpion.
Yeah, it was.
What do you mean? How else would it get on the plane?
If you're carrying luggage and it crawls into your bag and you don't know it.
Oh, I imagine
If you're
someone's
flying-
trying to sneak a pet scorpion on the plane.
No, if you're flying...
People are weird, dude. I don't know.
If you're flying from Arizona or something and you're standing outside waiting, you set your bags down when you're unloading your car and a scorpion climbs into your bag.
Yeah. That's crazy, though.
That's wild.
Yeah,
That's... Can you imagine? I don't know what... I don't
I guess it bit his head. It got his head. It landed on a guy's head and then stung him. Imagine how fast I'd get that thing off of me.
Something fell on my head.
Or who knows if he's passed out and the plane's about to leave. I don't know enough about it.
I don't know much about the situation either. I don't know if they were forced to land to try to get this thing off the plane, because you can't continue to fly with this thing on the plane. I don't know if they caught it right away.
Scorpions freak me out. That's one thing that, in a way, I slightly understand snakes. I slightly understand spiders, but scorpion is something that's so foreign. I don't really know much about them in any way. And I guess we were in Mexico one time, and we were at some sort of event, whatever it was, and we went up to this concession guy, and so I can't remember what he was giving us. Maybe it doesn't really matter. We're standing there, and we go, "Hey, dude, just letting you know, there's a scorpion," and right behind him was a brick wall, and the scorpion was actually crawling down.
Oh.
Scorpion wasn't any bigger than my hand. And we go, "Hey, dude, there's actually scorpion right there," and he turns. He's kind of lackadaisically turns around. He goes, "Oh my gosh!" He freaks out, and when you see those kind of Mexican guys, a local freak out about that, that's how you know it's serious. Gets his shit, picks up his cart, gets the hell out of there, and we were like, "Wow, that's intense." Had no idea it was that big of a deal, but
because scorpions can be very poisonous.
Yeah,
and I think it depends on. I think it's kind of like spiders, where it depends on the.
I think they can shut down a lot of your systems if they bite you or sting you, whatever that is. Mm-hmm. And yeah, shit's wild.
That shit is
wild. Any more on Jonah's list?
Any more brain busters?
No, actually, that's about it. We touched on
everything.
Everything I wrote down.
Yeah, I guess we're reaching about that time. Any more last comments on the week?
Not really. Give us a follow.
Give us
everything.
Give us a follow on Twitter. You can like our page on Facebook. We're on YouTube.
SoundCloud.
On YouTube, just type in Bros Gone Wild Podcast. We're on SoundCloud, Bros Gone Wild Podcast. But it's about all she wrote, boys.
Yep. It's about that time.
All right, guys. We'll see you next Sunday. But cheers, boys.
Cheers.